Hi, I'm Sherry Mumford with Stamping at Last. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Christmas card. Can you tell I'm a Christmas person? I think this is such a cute card. One of the reasons I like it is because I feel like it's so serene, just this truck out there with the Christmas tree out in the snow. It's just, I think, a very comforting card. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what pieces you need. So for this card, I used an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock for the card base. You need two 5.25 by 4 pieces of white. One's for the inside for whatever greeting you want to stamp. The other one is for the background of the sky with the snow falling. This little 4 by 4, that's where I'm going to use to stamp my truck and my tree on. And this 5.25 by 2 is this piece that goes here at the bottom. I'm going to stamp my greeting there, and then I'm going to tear it so it will look like snow. So the stamp sets I used, well, I only used one stamp set for this one, was Ride With Me. I'm going to use the truck and the tree and the greeting. And I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black to stamp the truck and the tree on this piece of cardstock that's 4 by 4. And I've already got those on my blocks. And there's plenty of room on this paper for both pieces. And then you could use the Memento Black also for the greeting. I might as well since I've got it out. Or you could use basic black, whichever you prefer. So the greeting is wishing you loads of Christmas cheer. So I'm just going to put that in the bottom left-hand corner. And then to make it look like snow, I'm just going to tear this. And you can make it kind of rigid, where it looks like there's a snowbank or something. So I'm going to tape that to my card when I get to that point. The next thing I'm going to do is take one of my 5.5 by 4 pieces, and I'm going to create the snow. So let me show you how to do that. Now this is going to be really messy. So I'm bringing in another scrap piece of paper because I'm going to be using my brayer, and I'm going to put ink on my embossing folder. Now this embossing folder is retired, but you can use anything, any kind of embossing folder, like if you had polka dots or anything that might look like a snow flurry that you might want for the background. This one was called Softly Falling Textured Impressions embossing folder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my brayer. I'm going to ink it up with Pool Party, and I'm going to ink this side of the embossing folder. Not the side that has the little pieces sticking up, but the part that those sticking up will go down into. So it's going to ink it up really well. Like I say, this is pretty messy. I'm going to ink it up like that. Try to make it even. I was running out of Pool Party, so I re-inked it recently. And I'm just going to ink it up as best as I can, all over. And you can make it darker or lighter, just depending on how dark you want your sky to be. I think it looks good either way. Okay, I think that's going to make a nice sky. So I'm going to put my 5.25 by 4 piece of paper flat on here. And I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, we'll see how it looks. I love it. Okay, so this is going to be the sky on the background of the card. Next, I'm going to pull in my Stampin' Up markers. Stampin' Blends. I'm going to color my truck, my tree, and the colors I'm going to use for this, I'm going to be using Old Olive for the tree, dark real red for the truck, black for the tires, and then I'm using this light smoky slate for like the bumper, the rims, just different things that are kind of accented there. I just wanted to make them a little bit of a different color. So when I color those, I will run the tree through the Big Shot with this die. Now this die set coordinates with the Ride With Me stamp set. However, this little truck does not include a die to cut out that little truck, so you have to fussy cut that. It does have a die that you can make a 3D truck, and I have done that with my grandchildren. They love that. But as far as this little truck for the card, you're going to have to cut that out by hand. So I'm going to color these, then I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. I'm going to cut this out. And when you cut out the window, just be very careful. I just kind of punch a hole in the middle and make an X there, and then cut the straight lines. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. It's easy to do with sharp scissors, but I like to be able to see through the window. So I definitely like the idea of having the window cut out. So I'm going to color those and show you what they look like. So I colored my truck, and I ran my little tree through the Big Shot with this die. Now, when I had my Christmas in August stamp camp, several of the ladies had X-Acto knives, and they cut out the windows of their trucks with X-Acto knives. So I thought that was a really good idea. I think I need to get an X-Acto knife. I'm going to go and start putting everything on my base. I've already scored it at 4 1/4. Going to make sure it's a solid fold with my bone folder. Now I'm just going to glue this on with my Tombow glue. This is my background sky. I got a little too much over there, but hopefully kind of smear out. The next thing I'm going to do is glue on this bottom bank of snow with my greeting on it. Hope I left room for my truck. Yeah. This is a fairly easy card. So if you're making lots of cards for Christmas and making the same one, this would be a very easy one to do. Not too time consuming. I guess it depends on how long it takes you to color. And with those stamping blends, I wasn't going to get the stamping blends. I just really messed this up. To start with, because I had already had all the markers. I thought I've already got every color marker. Why in the world would I want a stamping blend? But then I used up my red, and I noticed I could buy the stamping blends in light red and dark red. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get those because I used my red so much it was empty. It was like night and day. I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to color with these stamping blends. Now, every time a new color comes out, I make sure to get one. My poor other ones are probably going to never be used anymore. I'm going to kind of glue this to the back of my truck before I use dimensionals to pop it onto my card. So I'm just going to put a little strip of glue there. Doesn't have to be a lot. I'm just going to put my truck right on top of it, so maybe I won't be quite as messy. Yep, still messy. Okay. Now I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of this, and I'm going to place this on the front of my card. And I go dimensional crazy, as you know. Okay, that ought to do it. Okay, there it is. I hope you like that. Don't worry, I'm sure you're aware there's a lot more Christmas cards to come. Like I say, I love Christmas. I love making Christmas cards and Christmas projects. So you'll be hearing from me soon.